Terrible. How's everyone doing today? Is this thing live? Let's see. Yes, it is. Mia, Mavrock, Dark Ghost, Ken, how's it going? Hope everyone affected by the storm is staying safe and warm. Yeah, I'm thinking about cracking the window open. You like the title, the DPS addict? Look, I have to spice it up somehow. People get tired of it just being dailies and chatting and stuff. Texas Joey, how's it going? Lem? Okay, so I'm gonna start off on the attack just to get my my daily done for Sompek. So let's do, at least I think it's time for me to do my daily. Let's see here. It is. Okay, Arena of Sompek. Let's get this going. Combat log, net graph, there we go. Hack. Should have been meta slave instead of DPS addict. Ooh, that's a good point. Muds bundle addict. How's it going? Yeah, I almost recorded a video last night. I'll probably do it later today, so long as I don't. If any major world events happen, I'll probably get distracted. But yeah, I want to get a video out going over like what Muds bundles we'll likely see this year and what I hope to see, because we're due for a new one. Dark Eddie, how's it going? I mean it's been cold. I mean, yesterday it was like negative, what was it? I think with the wind chill we were like negative 20 something. Like it was cold yesterday. Major world events, I mean, if anything pops up in the Middle East, I'll get distracted, okay? That's what I'm saying. In Michigan, it was only negative 11F. Shine, SLB. Cheops. Oh no. I I know the AI stuff like really upsets people. But I was looking at this Jeff Geerling video where he was showing off some new thing you could use to like clone your voice. It's just wild. I might just to see how it goes. I might do like a basic like news video or some like basic guide using that later this year just to see how it goes. See if people even notice. Like I don't want to move to doing that sort of stuff permanently or whatever. But if it works, like that might be something to help. Like if I have a downtime where I can't record, like when I was just sick the past 2 or so weeks, like if something like that I can run locally can help enable me to still do content when I can't record, then yeah. Being too optimistic with 2031, terrible. What is the best melee weapon for KDF? I haven't even seen. Is there more stuff on the political side? Spencer AI, howdy folks. I actually tried that last night. It sounded horrible. Yeah, you still have to write the script for the AI to follow. So like if I set that stuff up, it's more of just there's like a backup for if I just am not in a position to do the audio. Like I would still be writing the script, still be recording the stuff in the background. Like I would still be doing the work. It's just wouldn't be able to do the talking. Just having a tool like that on hand would be useful. The best melee weapon for KDF. I mean, the thing with melee weapons is they all sort of they're for immersion, really, more than performance. Yeah, they're not really. Yeah, they're not for performance. Richard, Skylar. Yeah, let me find it here. It's over on like Hugging Face. So yeah, I saw Jeff Geerling talk about this, and you can drop in your audio. You have to type the like reference text of what you said, and then you can do the target text, and it'll it'll clone your voice. So you can download this and run it locally. I think I saw through like Comfy UI, so I might play around with that. This might be useful to have an AI that answers Stowe questions according to Spencer. Oh no. That's a scary thought. Terriblers. Okay, so the engineer captain, I mean, this isn't like a brand new character. Like, it's got all the reps done. Let's see, what are we at here? It is, oh, heat wave. It is currently 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Hell yeah. So we're in a bit of a heat wave right now. 3 degrees. It's gonna, the low today is -5 Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, -4 and -5. I mean, yesterday it was, with wind chill, it was like it was -20 something out. Which console is good for the haste speed bonus? That's Fleet Power Network Array off of the Awani. Well, what's that in the rest of the world? Look, I only know freedom units, okay? That's all my American education has taught me. Oh wow, I don't actually like have a full set of bridge officers on this character. Oh, that's rough. I guess we got to go get that dealt with here. Do I have like a pile of SROs just sitting on this character? I probably do. Geistwolf AFA Exchange Spencer while running ISE. Feels like 8 here in Texas. Pax, how's it going? Okay, is this an SRO? It is not. Disgusting. Is this an SRO? What is going on? What's with all these trash Romulan bridge officers? Okay, so there's a like an SRO engineer. So SRO inch 3. Okay. Why is it just all engineers that I have that are SROs right now? Absolutely filthy. Wait, do I just casually have 2 infiltrators on this character? Oh, wow. Okay, let's mail those to myself. By the way, guys, in case you didn't know this, You know how people like will go out of their way to make sure they're sending stuff to the right character on an account? You know, did you guys know that the only thing that actually matters in the mailbox here is the @ handle? You never actually need the character name. Trekkie, how's it going? Avrod, a little over 42 in Oregon. Terrible. Zbop, hi Spencer, I've never parsed before. Do I have a video on how to set that up? Yes, I do. I do have a video going over how to set up a parser. Let me find it here. I need to do an updated one. When I do an updated one, it's going to include install for Windows and Linux. But let me pull this up here. How to install a parser. Oh, wait, I got Oscar here. So there's two videos of relevance. Let me get the other one pulled up here as soon as YouTube loads. So those two videos right there. The first one is the more recent one showing how to specifically set up Oscar, which is the main parser nowadays. But the other one is my main, like, here's how to install a parser video, and that's got a lot of the basic steps that you're going to want to follow. Yeah, Romulan bridge officers on a Romulan captain are amazing. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. How much EC's this character got? 0. Oh boy. Let's see. Has anything sold on this character? Terrible. I mean, I've got a pile of SROs. It's just finding what character they're on. They're probably back on casual. Let's see here. Stations show. Yeah, I mean, here's a couple of SROs that'll basically cover what I need. So, reply. Well, I mean, they're dirt cheap for Romulans. Like, that's not even really a brag. Like, if you look up Romulan bridge officers here, just type in Romulan on the exchange. Like, that's one of the big benefits to being a Romulan faction captain, is that they get SROs basically for free. Like, you can go in and, like, when you're leveling up, you're going to get some. If you keep your character around, like New ROM Command, you're going to get duty officer missions to get more, potentially. Is there one right now? Looks like not right this second. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so look, you know, I can go in. Let's get me a TAC and a science. And if I get lucky, those will give me an SRO. So it's like SROs just get thrown at you if you're a Romulan captain. That's one of the big perks of that faction, is that you're able to basically get your top tier bridge officers for free. Like, it's really not a brag, because like, they're just so extremely accessible. Even if I look on the exchange, let's see. How far down this list do I have to go until I find an SRO? There was a basic. Like, I have bought some of these for literally under 1,000 EC before, and under 1,000 EC is the equivalent of free. I have not watched the third episode of Academy yet. I don't think the show's, like, I don't think it's necessarily the first two episodes didn't like blow me away, but I also don't think it's as horrible as the online commentary is indicating. The thing you have to keep in mind is that the YouTube market especially is so focused on like hate selling. I mean, just entertainment in general is so focused on just hating on things. Look, there's an SRO for 1,000 EC, but like the content out there that is just super negative about stuff just really does well, and people just it just feels like in general people just want to hate. I know I can be negative about like a lot of the new releases in Stowe, but I mean I personally think that anytime there's a lockbox ship that's even somewhat mediocre, it deserves to be harshly criticized. Um, but yeah, people claiming it's the worst thing ever, haven't actually watched it. Yeah, the whole world is built on hate at the moment. Yeah, social media is terrible. Um, let's see here. Is it always under operations for Stowe? For SROs, it often is. Yeah, if you're on like an ROM command. Yeah, it's the time we live in. Yeah, I know. Um, I need to go rename this other bridge officer here. Where was it? Edit record, rename SRO Psi 1. So I need to grab myself another science here. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a fan of everything that they've done. I'm just saying that I've seen a lot of bad entertainment in the past couple of years, and while I'm not sitting here saying I'm going to go through and actively rewatch this show, I do not think that it is necessarily as bad as some of the online commentary says. Is Academy under Stowe's Trek license? I mean, basically everything Trek related is. Yeah. Okay, so I've got 3 inch, I've got 2 tack, 2 psi. I mean, that's good enough for now. SRO is superior Romulan operative. Basically, when it comes to the best bridge officers, it's either Watchers or SROs. Watchers are Watchers are better if you're at a lower crit chance level. SROs are going to be better if you're on a Romulan captain or if you're like a super min max player. But Watchers, the other thing with Watchers is they are a little bit pricey. I mean, both SROs and Watchers are expensive depending on what faction you're on. But yeah, Watchers get a trait on them that is 3% crit chance and severity. SROs, the superior Romulan operatives, get 2% crit chance and 5% severity. But the female Jemadar is probably one of the things that bothered me the least there, because it's like it's 800 years in the future. They say, she's like half Klingon. Like, am I a fan of everything that's happened in that show? No, but at the same time, with all the genetic crap that we saw, in the shows, like I find it understandable that in 800 years that they probably found a way for a Jemadar and a Klingon to have a kid. Well, it's not a pure Jemadar. It's she's like half Jemadar, half Klingon or something, right? So I haven't even watched the third episode. I've not. I'll watch it here in the next couple of days. Okay, so I've got the bridge officers taken care of, at least as far as getting them, but I don't actually have like qualifications for them. That would probably help. So qualifications. Yeah, I just, for me again, I find that to be a point that's been talked about a lot online, but like 800 years in the future, like I'm not a fan of even like the setting necessarily. Like I think the burn stuff was just to me, I thought the burn was stupid. Um, especially like the final explanation was just like what, but it's yeah, like I said, it's not the worst media I've seen. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? No. Do SRO stack? Yes. Yeah, I'd say before giving a final judgment on the show, let's wait to see how the entire season plays out. Yeah. Training bridge officers is one of the worst. I'd rather do Admiralty. That's understandable. The other, yeah, because the thing with bridge officers is you got to go in and it's like, oh, I got to promote them. I got to get all the specialization abilities on them. Yeah, it's a very tedious process. Like, I understand why there's a lot of new people that come into this game and like don't actually use like their bridge officer abilities, because like there's all these just layers of, oh, you need to go do this, then this, that. It's like, dude, some random person who's just starting the game up is not gonna have any idea what you're talking about. Oh boy, I'm actually going to run into an issue of not having enough experience or expertise here. Yeah, that's rough. See, that's a bottleneck too for new people is like they if they do start to engage with these systems with reputations, like they just don't end up having enough expertise. So the way to really deal with that is just spam a ton of duty officer missions. I'm gonna have to just start spamming. Let's get May as well get some marauding ones done. I'm on a Klingon aligned character, which means I have access to marauding in space, which can net you like contraband and some other materials. Nobody hates Star Trek like Star Trek fans, yeah. Singo, how's it going? Yeah, I think that was part of my issue too with like Discovery was it just felt like it went too long. Like some of the plot lines, it felt like if this had been like TNG, or DS9, like this would have been like a three-parter instead of being stretched out to be a full season. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Undine at Battlezone does have some really good missions. I probably should hop over there and run a couple of those because these are the missions I'm seeing here just are not really rewarding much. Let's go. Yeah. Thankfully, I have the reputations done. I don't even have my skill tree done on this captain. Oh no. Yeah, let's go over to Space Undine Battlezone. what did Nick almost leak last week? I know exactly what you're talking about, and I will state that I have no commentary to provide. Yes, your location does impact your mission availability. That there's different missions depending on the map you're on. Yeah, the Undine Battle Zone here does have some pretty good missions to run. Definitely, if you're working on like a Jemadar captain, I'd be hopping over here and picking up these missions. I don't have the duty officer needed for this, or oh no, I have too many missions active. Okay. Issues that people can't be content with just not liking something. They have to attack people who do like something or let the whole world know they hate it. Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. Terrible. Okay. I didn't even have the right thing up on screen before. Now the chat is back. He is switching to his non-main account so he can share the leak with us. No. Yeah, I know. I need to. I gotta fix that. I need to go in and pick up the extra DOF assignment slots from the embassy. Yeah, it is. It really is. Like, there's some things that are just a really boring grind in the game, and that is certainly one of them. Do I have any recommendations for a good do-side platform? The mirror angle. That's literally how the mirror angle started out. I remember MB back in the day. This was probably 5-6 years ago. But MB was running like a do-side platform on it. Or do-side setup. I mean, really, anything that's got enough tack and side seating can do sci. I mean, with how the meta is right now, where the builds are so console focused, it really isn't much of a stretch. I've seen Stow Streams admit that they have attacked some YouTube channels over 8chan. I mean, I know I get a bit of hate from some over in the Twitch community and stuff, and I my response is I just don't really deal with these people as much. I hold very similar opinions about them as they hold about me, so. Okay, so these extra slots, I've got the fleet creds because this character's loaded. Let's get all 3 of them here. There we go. I got the 3 extra active duty officer slots, which means I can run 23 DOF missions. Oh yeah, I get a bunch of heat, dude. You got the like the Reddit people who can't stand the DPS stuff who'll get mad about that. Um, so there's a group of people that are very anti DPS that don't like me for that. The anti meta people, they don't like me. Um, some people think that I legitimately do get blamed by some people for like manipulating the market, even though that is more of a meme. People do take that seriously. But I think by far the thing that I do that upsets people the most is definitely the DPS meta focus. A lot of people out there do think that that has really ruined the game, and the thing is, I don't think that's the fault of players. That's the fault of the developers for focusing so much on damage output. Yeah, the anti-uncon people. Oh no. What do I have for this character? Do I have type 7s already on it? I need to go down to the shipyard here quick. Those canoe shoes? Oh no. Yeah, I mean, intriguing. Thank you for the membership. The uncon stuff gets a bit of heat for sure. I think everyone's seen that. Um, yeah, there's a few things that get a bit of heat. But yeah, when it comes to like the damage focus, I mean that's just accepting the reality of the game. Like it's not the player's fault. Like it's not my fault that the only thing that the game accepts in content is defeating your enemy. And it's not my fault that they've designed it in such a way where if you want to be a more effective tank, you have to do more damage. Like basically the answer to everything in the PvE side of this game is do more damage. And there's a lot of people that get really pissed off about that. But that's just the reality of how this game is. You know, if you want to do exploration, it's not really a thing. You want to do exploration, you should go play. I know it's sad to say you go play another game, but you know something like No Man's Sky is going to offer much more exploration than what we see in Stowe. In Stowe, it's all like damage, like that. That's the only thing the game cares about is damage. Yes, the engineer captain does have a brainiac thought. I may or may not have wailed out a little bit in the past. Okay, so I only have one Bay of Elite Type 7s on this character right now. I do need to grab a second Bay, it appears. Bughole, how's it going? The Romulan story and designs are superior to Fed's? Yes. Oh. Oh, gotcha, Billy. I've had some run-ins on the Twitch side, so yeah, the whole game is too much focused. If they take that away, all we would have left is our opponents. Yeah. Yeah, Skylar. And the one TFO they designed that incorporates some non-combat is one of the most hated TFOs there is. Good old Undine Infiltration, yeah. The issue is like when they do try to make content that doesn't necessarily involve everything being damage, people hate it. Yeah, like Undine Infiltration, um, the Battle of Wolf 359. I mean, at the end of the day, these queues all still require damage, but they have elements that are not damage focused, and because of that, they're not the most popular queues. Yeah. Yep. If it isn't damage based, it's time gates in this game, and everyone hates time gates. Yeah. Devil's Heart. Yeah. I remember. I remember the fun frustration that happened with that. I wish that I could just like go in and just auto discard like all of the junk on these ships. Okay, so what do I have here for this character? I've got the Breenyot Dot, I've got the World Razor, I've got a D7, I've got the Gorn Hunter, so it's already set up, you know, to head towards Plasma. Do I have a crossfield refit on here? Let's grab one. Muds Market, ships, purchased. There's my crossfield refit. There we go. So, like, I'm just thinking mentally, what don't I have on this character? A Credence, a Trafalgar. I'm not going to do a Trafalgar on this right away. That might happen later on, but let's do this with a non-Trafalgar bridge officer setup. It was put into a Muds bundle last year. The most recent Muds bundle, which is now no longer in the store, had the crossfield refit. The recent sale on PS4 sucks. Is PC any better? No, the sales have been pretty mediocre for all platforms. We need more DOF slots, honestly, yes. So yeah, that is actually a video that I'm working on, is like what Muds bundles I want to see. Just dry dock all new ships to unslot all the junk, yeah. Arc wants you paying full price, gotta pay off that loan, yes. Did someone do something on builds? Okay, where's my skill tree at? Completed skill tree. This is why it's nice to just have this posted over in the Discord, so I can just easily pull it up and reference it. Yeah, as soon as you're looking, as soon as you start looking for builds for individual ships, that's a very common mistake. That a lot of people get into trouble for that, because like the way you want to do it is to just understand what the build for that playstyle looks like, and then transfer that to whatever ship it is you're wanting to fly. As soon as you're out there looking for, like, you know, inquiry build, you're going to have a hard time, because there's not necessarily going to be as much out there for that. Flying Dutchman, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I mean, it was the Anorax and then the Voth science ship, which is the Voth Psi ship, yeah. I just unlocked a tier 4 ship. Could I just buy T6, forget the... Yeah. Yeah, you can... I mean, you can get a tier 6 right away, and it, like, scales up with you. Yeah, that's a nice thing that they've done in recent years, is... allowing you to get a tier 6 ship, like, instantly at level 0. Okay, I already had the ground side done. Free-to-play Tetrion build at 2026 then. I do need to get some more builds out, but like questions like that, like I know you're memeing there, but like that really, isn't big of like it's not that big of a deal to do like, oh, here's Tetrion, here's, versus like here's Phaser. People think it's like a completely different game as soon as you're doing a different damage type, and it's like you're overthinking it like massively. Like if I've got a Phaser build and I want to swap it out to be Tetrion, I literally just swap the weapons, and if I'm running like Isomags, I'm just swapping over to the variant for, Tetrion. Like it's really not that big of a deal. What is the Romulan equivalent of the Achilles for tier 6? You don't really have one. I mean, you'd probably just go with like the legendary Valdor or the Delkina. Pretor, how's it going? What ship do I want to work on first here? I'm not gonna get all these ships leveled up today, to be honest. I'll probably like power level some of these ships with like a secondary account with just a CSV setup or something. I know you are. But yeah, I'm just thinking, what else does this character need at this point? It's got... It really is going to be Credence. Okay. I'll pop a box for one of those later. Rainbow and DHC build with EPG clickies. Like, that's not even... Basically, any sort of build someone's, like, says... Or, like, that is like that. Like, you can make it viable now. I've seen people talk about like a turret build, and they're like questioning, is this viable? And it's like, yes, everything is viable. So long as you know what you're doing and you're hitting the buttons, everything is viable. That's the meta we're in right now. We're in the everything is viable meta. Because there's been so much power creep in the past couple of years that if you have the tools, you can make anything viable. You want to do an eject warp plasma build on a sovereign that's like a full theme build, you can make it work. Everything you could think of, other than a healer or like a drain build, those still suck, but everything else is good. If it's something that does damage, you can find a way to make it work. Yeah, that's the thing about, the uncon meta is because you're able to boost up these consoles so much and use them so often. It's made every theme build you can think of that like revolves around some console clicky, you can make it work. Yeah, that would be nice. The legendary Nebula trait does give up to plus 20 max ox power, so that, I mean, there's that at least. Yeah, the new keybind sight's nice, yeah. They won't, Pretor, I don't think they're gonna do that because doing that would eat into their ship sales. Yeah, 20 power and 20 max power, yep. Okay, I'm gonna start here, I guess, with the, what weapons do I have on this character? I don't even have fire at will. Why did I dump a Brignon thought on this character? I mean, it's still worth it for the platform and the console for me, but... Yeah. The cool part of Star Trek Online is the customization, yeah. That's one of the biggest benefits of all the power creep we've had, is that you can go in and, just boost up whatever, random thing you're wanting to do. You can make it work. I do think that we're going to see them rein in some things this year. Like, there's a few standout items that, like, are very clearly overperforming. I think cleaning some of those up would probably be beneficial. Like, some of these things, don't get me wrong, I use them all the time. but like there's some stuff out there that is just so clearly best in slot above everything else that it's like Mark Master Chief. uh, the Type 7s, I think personally, I think with Type 7s, it was a mistake to make them fighters. Like, there should have been 2 to 4 of these out per hangar bay. There should never have been 6 Type 7s out per bay. Yeah, Type 7s, hexacannons, the competitive engines, I mean, those are best in slot, but that's like not an overpowered best in slot. The competitive engines are there because they're just legitimately like they're good. I mean, there's not really much else out there that's like really good in the engine space. Like the competitive engines, it's just a speed buff. It's not like overpowered like at the level of Type 7s or the other stuff out there. It's just that they're good. It's hard, Jason. Basically when it comes to the Romulan side, like your really good ships are going to be legendary or block box. Like if you're looking at just in the Zen store, like if you're looking at the non-legendary ships, like it's pretty rough. I mean, I guess the Rallus is fine. I mean, I wouldn't personally fly that a ton. Oh, did I just lose my monitor? There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's just that the really good Romulan ships are either legendary or lockbox. Nick, how's it going, man? Rubica, thank you for the sub. Really appreciate it. R&D could use some updates, yeah. Best in added function, yeah. Yeah, if they hit fleet power, that one's tricky because it is a ton of haste it provides. Um, I don't want to see fleet power get nerfed. Okay, so first ship I'm going to level up here, I guess, is let's do crossfield refit. Gotta get universal designs. Yeah, and the fun part of all this is, like, I don't have any... Like, I don't have my consoles sorted. I don't have anything sorted on this character. Doing this stuff, especially live, sort of sucks, because... I mean, it's good for people to see what the experience is like of... like, going in, working on a new character, but... Like, the reality is, like, if I'm doing this live, if I'm doing this solo, like, it's just gonna suck. Because this is just a slow, tedious process. I'm just slotting, like, whatever good universal consoles I have here. Got DPRM on. Just slot things. Yeah, Shadow, I completely agree. Like, when it comes to experimental weapons, I think... Yeah. Intriguing, yeah. I mean, but not everyone has that. And, like, if I'm showing, how do you actually go in and, like, work on a new character, stuff like that, I should be showing, what the actual experience is like. Like, how do you go in and, work on a new build or whatever? Like, showing people what the experience is actually like is helpful for some people to see. I refuse to believe that I don't have the Pavin Omni on this character. In fact, I know that I have the Pavin Omni on this. And upgraded. This is a disadvantage of being on a fleet map here. Okay, where's the exit? Over here? Yeah, only one ship from every playable race. What ships would they be? Yeah, that'd be a good video. I'd have to think about that a little bit more. Yeah, the Deluxe has went down a little bit, hasn't it? Isomags fell out of the meta. For high end, yeah. I mean, with the uncon meta, it's everything's a universal console. I just don't have all of the really good universal consoles in my inventory, and I need to head to a different map to do that. But before I leave a fleet map, do I have all of the extra slots unlocked? So this is just because my ship is not taken up to X2. Okay. I have those slots purchased. Do I have the 6 active DOF slots? Yes, I do. Okay. So it looks like I have all of the important slots already unlocked on this character. Server's so laggy, even the bot farms don't operate anymore. Oof. There's layers to the game, and it's nice to see the layers pulled apart and looked at, yeah. Yeah, this is like something a new player would be dealing with, and I mean, it sucks. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Like, if you're going in, setting up a new character, doing all this sort of stuff, like, I mean, it sucks. That's just how it's designed. Yeah. Okay, do I have my Pavnomni now? I know that I put one on this character. And I know that I used an ultimate tech upgrade on it. I refuse to believe that I wouldn't have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I would use beam arrays right now. Server performance that bad at the moment? Yeah, I mean, the server performance is pretty bad for the game. We tried Cheops, Nick, Michi, and Darthon, and I, like, we went in and we tried some HSCs last week, followed by ISC. Because it's been a while since we had done like an actual coordinated run attempt, and yeah, there's a reason the DPS, like the high-end DPS meta, has shifted over to basically being solo runs, because when you actually get like 5 high caliber players in the same map, you just can't play. You just cannot play the game. Like the server performance is too terrible. Basically in the past 2 to 3 years, we have seen the like upper high end of the DPS scene basically evaporate. The PvP scene's not really super active, but that's due to PvP community doing PvP community things. Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot going on, and I mean that higher level stuff doesn't really impact too many players, but still, it's not good that your upper high end of the like the performance community is just like just dropping players like it has in the past couple years. Just isn't good. I need to grab some ships here. Let's actually go event, reclaim. Don't even have the Vovan out on this character. That's terrible. Yeah. I thought it was funny. Nick, I don't know if Nick is still here, but the one day Nick was going on about, oh, we should try runs, because he was saying the people he was playing with, like, they were having success in the runs that they were doing. And I'm like, Nick, that's not like a high end group though. So we got in and we did like a high end group because Nick was insistent that things were going to be fine because the runs with the people he was playing with were going fine. We go in and it's just immediately like slideshow, and it's like, I told you, Nick. When you get like 5 really high caliber performance players in the same map, it's completely different. It's not the same as what he's dealing with. Yeah, I know you do, Cheops. I know. Okay, custom power matrix. It impacts everyone since it impacts the financial future of the game. Yeah. Well, I think the future of like the min max scene is incredibly bleak right now, because like someone that's just coming into the game that wants to get involved with like the DPS chase or PvP, like you're 5 to 7 years behind on endeavors. Like you just straight up cannot compete at the same level without some of these endeavors done. It's like if you're someone that like is especially like PvP, you know, you're going up against someone who's got just passively 25% more hull capacity, passively just this extra damage buff, the resistance, the crit chance, the severity, the armor pen. Like if you're a new player and you're looking at the PvP side of the game, like as soon as you understand like how bad the game is working against you, you're gonna bolt out. Like I want the game to be better for new people, but the way that the game is structured right now is so terrible for that. Skylar, I don't know how long I'll go today. I'd like to get at least 1 or 2 ships leveled up. Um, I would say if you want to go get your girlfriend a new laptop, go pick one out. And for anyone that's looking at tech stuff, get it sooner rather than later. I don't know if you guys have seen, but GPU prices are going up even at Micro Center now. Storage prices are increasing. The price of like anything technological is basically going up. So, get that stuff sooner rather than later, because every day you wait, the prices are going to go up higher. I am mega behind on endeavors, but is PvP really done in this game? I mean, there's still always going to be a small dedicated PvP community if you're on PC. If you're on console, I would not even like bother with any of the end game and max stuff, PvE or PvP. The console versions of the game just don't. There's not as many people, and the systems are working against you even more over there. Like I think the console versions of the game are. I had someone ask about this recently, and I know I'm getting like super off track today. I'm sorry about that. But I had someone ask me the other day about like what are my thoughts on consoles so far, and it's like if I'm too negative about console, it really upsets people. I think the console experience for Stowe, and I'm not saying this is like someone that hates consoles. Like I grew up playing a PlayStation 2. I played the Xbox 360 quite a bit before I moved over to PC. Um, like I grew up playing console, and I think that the experience for Stowe, if you're casual focused, if all you care about is just playing a Star Trek game, you're not interested in getting into any of the like super min max stuff, I think playing on console's perfectly fine. But if you have any ambitions of getting involved with like the DPS chase, PvP, you want to do any min max sort of stuff, or you want to just be like super heavily engaged with this game, you need to be on PC. The console version of the game does not offer the same experience as PC. That there's fundamental things that, you look at PC, you've got the ability to run a parser, for instance. You've got a user interface that gives you so much more that you can do with it. Like, again, I think if you're a casual player, console's fine. But if you're interested in any of the like really in-depth endgame stuff, you have to be on PC. If you go on console and you try to get involved with like PvP or like high-end DPS chasing, what's going to happen is you're going to spend more because you're going to spend a ton to try and copy what we're doing on PC. You're going to see that you can't do the same things we can do on PC. And then you're going to buy a PC and you're going to spend the same amount of money getting yourself set up on PC. And I think that there's a few former Xbox PvP players that may be circling around that can confirm that was their experience, where they tried to get things going on Xbox, and after a while they realized we need to be on PC. So they made the transition over to PC, started up their accounts again. Well, I'm getting really off focus today, aren't I? Let's see, what are these other questions? Bought the Atlantis the other day and I thought I could start hitting 100k DPS consistently, only to realize my Section 31 ship doesn't have any temporal seating. That's also, temporal tunneling is also triggered by like some exotic abilities, right? My 285 euro RAM is now worth about 1,000. Yeah, I've got two sets of 96 gig RAM kits, DDR5. I paid 300 for one of them. The other I paid 170 for. Now both of those sets are worth like $1,000. It's really ridiculous. Camera or Nick starts leaking. Dude, I look sloppy. The room's a mess. Did Sam Altman put a bid in for my RAM yet? Hold on, let me get the camera going. This is turning into more of a discussion stream than actually. Oh, yeah, that would help too. My camera's not plugged in, and it's not plugged into the monitor. Hold on a second. I'd unplug a USB cable the other day and it's being a pain, so just give me a second. Okay. Let's see. Is this working? Could be the AI I trained. Terrible. Why is that so out of focus? Jeez. There you go. Um, camera or There he is. Look, yeah, there he is. With no lighting. Let's get some lighting on here. Did you guys see the sign I posted in Discord? I decided to like customize a sign I'd seen, make it Star Trek themed. I, I I don't know if that's funny or not to people. It's winter, Spence. Where's my beard? I mean, it's not shaved for like a day, so I mean, there's a little bit of growth. Anyone else fly the Sphere Builder Erebus? I got one for cheap, lots of fun. Not really. The Sphere Builder ships were never super popular. Is there a list of the best Borg Doffs to have on hand? No. I've thought about doing that video, but as soon as I do, people are gonna bitch that I'm like doing market manipulation. Could try Etsy to sell that. It is, I mean, that's in the mail for someone. Best Borg Doffs. I need to do that video. All the Borg Doffs that Spencer has listed are best. That's the truth right there. That right there is absolutely the truth. Thank you, Nicholas. I missed a couple things earlier. At this rate, he won't even level one ship. Hey, I've done a little bit of work, though. His thoughts are he completely forgot he had a console stow account. I literally was on it just a couple days ago, okay? We need cross-platform, we really do. I priced a new snowplow for my pickup truck. Hadn't done that in a couple years. It almost tripled. Oof. Yeah. Everything's going up. Like I need to unbox this, but I just got this in right before the stream started. In fact, let me open it up right now. Let's see. Let's do a live unboxing without me doxing my address. What is in the big Target box? That is not from Target. What are my predictions for the ship in the next Muds bundle? I don't know. Is that visible? There we go. Just what I needed. You know what, let's do that. Yeah, so this is three 14 terabyte drives. Easy, how's it going? Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. I got another 3 14 terabyte drives off eBay. That's what the box was. I actually did total up my storage the other day. I did total up my storage. I don't know if Nick saw this yet. Nick, you didn't respond to the message I sent showing this. I showed Endeavor, and Endeavor was like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, I'm when looking at raw storage, 334 terabytes of hard drives and just under 50 terabytes of flash. Gonna need to start an OnlyFans. That much you're spending on technology? Yeah. Rachel. Going to head with Google Drive. Well, storage is one of those things that's going to see a major price increase this year. Okay, I actually should get something done on the engineer here. Barely any experience from those DOF missions, unfortunate. DPS and storage addict, yes. See, one of the things when you're working on a new character is this just boring stuff in the background. Nick just wants to see my engineer in action. You know what? Let's do something. I don't have the space side set up, but I've got ground. I've got a ground build on this. I don't have the ground keybind set up, but let's go in. Let's do a Sompek. I already did a Sompek, but let's do another. Let's see how the ground does. Spencer's starting his own AI data center. I need more GPUs for that. Yeah, I just saw your message. When does the next season start? Not soon enough. I did get something for I this one doesn't have AI in the name, but I did get a replacement B50 in. Could be an AI casual. It could be. It could be. What makes you want to use that armor? Is it upgradable? I mean, it looks like garbage. It's basically I set up a ground build on this character at one point because Nick wanted me to do stuff with an engineer on ground, so I set it up and like I did a couple runs with this, like with the mine focus, because that's what engineers do on ground. Which I mean, I guess means I should put out some more mines. The Thomas armor, I just, it was some random armor I had. No specific reason. Bertholian. I don't remember. I think it was just on here for filler. How dare it survive the mines? It's the past couple of streams have really ended up like this, hasn't it? Where like there's a main goal for the stream and then I get distracted just chatting. Take a look on the exchange Trekkie, like I showed earlier. Like I bought one for 1,000 EC. Chatting is casual. It really is, isn't it? mean, for the engineer here, you know, I may not get all the shit. I may not get any ship leveled up today, but if I could at least get like the bridge officers and stuff sorted, and you know, just chat. You don't have much EC, but it's just like 1,000. Like I bought one earlier on the stream for 1,000 EC. Like you do an Endeavor, and you're gonna get, you know, more than that.
It would seem a bigger challenge is in order. So be it!
Yeah, there we go. There's a Sompek done on the engineer.
Cease hostilities! The battle is now complete. You fought with honor, despite the odds.
Expertise there, much needed. Chatting is really quite casual. It really is. It really is. I'm thinking here, as I'm about to go work on my bridge officers, I probably need one more SRO tack here. So Romulan tack. Let's do tack here. What is the cheapest SRO? So the one I bought before I got lucky and got one for 1,000, but it looks like this one's going to be a little bit more expensive. So 97K. I mean, that's still not bad for a bridge officer. 97,000. Like if I go do Endeavors, you know, that's going to get me that. So SRO TAC 3, there we go. Yes. Thank you, Stanky Boy, for mentioning that. The exchange SROs are only for Romulans. If you're a non-Romulan captain, you can only get Romulans from your fleet embassy. Skylar, have fun. Yeah, just play. Like do a patrol, grab the loot from that. Like do your endeavors. Like if in fact, let me go do my endeavors quick. So I need plasma and kinetic damage. Like what'll happen is I'll get those endeavors done, and the boxes from those will probably give me like 500,000 EC. So let me go do that quick. Patrols, Jupe Gauntlet. There we go. Fill your inventory with a few rounds at Karat. I think for a new player, recommending Karat is a little bit rough, though. They'll get farmed by, you know, people that are just playing in there and get annoyed. My hand's like not on the keyboard right. Why am I like turning weird? If you get an SRO on a Romulan, is it bound to that too? No. I mean, if it's a bridge officer candidate and you haven't like equipped it to your roster, it's going to be in your bridge officer candidate window, and you can mail it or sell it from that window. Are you using SROs over Watchers due to the cost or a different reason? So, Watchers are good at like a budget to entry level and mid-range even. Like, I would say the vast majority of players are going to be better off using Watcher bridge officers because the 3% crit chance and the 3% severity, that's going to be more beneficial to most people. SROs are better for min-max players, or if you're on a pure Romulan, like given that they're basically free, it just makes sense to use those instead. SROs on a Romulan, you know, that's a little bit less crit chance, but you're getting more crit severity. So if you're an endgame player who's already got really high crit chance, then that extra crit severity is more useful for you. And you also are getting Subterfuge here, which is giving you some extra defense. So, like on a Romulan captain, it just makes sense to use the Romulan bridge officers because it's cost efficient and the perks for them on a Romulan just makes more sense. Okay, so let's see. How much EC did I just get here? So I got a rare box and a very rare. The very rare gave me 150,000 EC, or the rare did, and then the very rare another 300k. Yeah. Mark to Chief is correct. If you're on a Romulan, just use SROs. So that just in general, yeah, makes the most sense. Endeavor wise, I got only one space option here. Let's go for that. Yeah, that's good advice there too. Jemadar. Jemadars are great for grinding. Wrong character. You wouldn't even notice the difference, Rachel. Like unless you're pushing top of the table type performance, you're not going to notice the difference between watchers and SROs. Yeah. Like Mark the Chief said, like you're unless you are legitimately like pushing 3+ million DPS, it doesn't matter. That's something too. I think with content like best of style content, I need to be a bit more clear about those sorts of explanations because sometimes I'll say something, like this is best of or like the best thing you can use, and it's like realistically for most people, this versus that other option that people tend to like, it's really not that large, and you're not going to notice the difference unless you're pushing for like record DPS numbers. Yeah, Darthon, that would be awesome. I really just wanted 4 black cats on the ground with me. For the immersion. I gotcha. Terrible. Um. Yeah, I feel like some of these bridge officers I'm gonna put like an elite captain token on just to save myself from buying some bridge officer abilities. I only have one elite bridge officer training token. Okay. Yeah. This is the not fun part of developing a character. When do I think we're going to get anniversary giveaways? Probably mid next week. My expectation again is that the anniversary event will start up on February 3rd. And if that is the case, then we'll see those giveaways likely start up here in the next couple of days. Yeah, okay. Let's upgrade this guy. There we go. That gets all of the basic abilities on there. I do need to grab... Man, this is when you really dive into it, it is a lot to get done here, because I gotta grab chemo site for this guy and for all the tax here. Working on new characters is a lot of work, okay? I need to pull out a couple more ships too. So the end goal with this character is basically to bring it up in line with my TAC and side characters. Um, and then, like I said in the news video the other day, like I want to be able to do like A/B style comparisons between them. It's not a new character. Like this is a character that's been on my account for ages. When was this character made? This character predates a lot of you playing the game. Um, August 23rd of 2014. It's more of the point of working on this character is just so I can do that comparison between classes. Like we already know TAC is dominant. Because of how the game is designed, like the tactical captain is just generally the best. But people want to see those numbers and they want to see, what are ways to go in and try and make up for the loss in performance from using a class like this. One time I was hoping the Elite Bridge token would work on Vanguard gems, like claiming the gems elite. That would be nice. The shape of that ship is funny. I called mine the pregnant tick. Yeah, keys or promo packs are the way to go if you want to just buy EC. Yep, absolutely. Hold on a second. Let's get the console sorted here first. So I've got DPRM, which means I can just discard the ship here. Cyclone, I'm not going to use that trait. I don't even have the mirror angle out on this character. I'm slacking. Oh, my inventory is full now. Okay. Need help with Maelstrom Quantum at max DPS build. I mean, you can take advantage of the fact that Maelstrom's been broken for like the past year and works with Concentrate Firepower now. Until they fix that. I don't know when they'll fix it, because there's lots of things broken in this game. Hell, I don't even know if they know it's broken. Hate Cyclone for breaking the fleet Norway. How's the market on PC? Been trying to sell various space traits on console for 10 to 20 mil EC, and they just sit there for days to weeks. The PC, that so I was talking about console before. That's another thing that PC has a big advantage of is the market. Because there's so many more people on PC, like the markets do have a lot more activity. Space traits, the last time I was selling traits, like 40, 50. Maelstrom broken. That's my most powerful torpedo run, Concentrate Firepower 3, and Transport Warhead 3. I regularly get 1 to 2 mil damage one hits, yeah. Yeah, so Maelstrom's not supposed to be affected by the cooldown reduction aspect of Concentrate Firepower, where it resets the Maelstrom, or resets the torp down to 0. But as of about a year ago, it was starting to have issues with that. I mean, it could have been fixed, and I haven't heard about it, but yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's like random space traits. I mean, let's see, what is Agent Attaché? So around 36 right now. Yeah, I'd say around 40, 50 for most of the traits is is common. Max DPS build. So I'd say, if you're looking for max DPS build with a torpedo setup, take a look at Nick's was it? The Terran Eagle. I almost said mirror, but it's the Terran Eagle. Nick has a video for that over on his channel. That's still basically the best option for torps. Someone killed the market on colonists. They're down to 8k each from 100k a few weeks ago. Jeez. Chat just stopped updating here. Update. Legendary Galaxy is just better, not a great pilot. I mean, you fly what you like. I was saying this earlier. We are in the everything is viable meta. Literally everything you can find, if you know what you're doing, if you hit the buttons, that's the key thing. You have to actually hit the stuff on your build. But if you do that, yeah, anything can be viable. Other than drain and healing. Those still don't matter. Drain, because you can just do the exact same thing Drain does with like a console. And healing, because I mean the only good heal is basically the protomatter field projector, and I mean, you could just slap that on a DPS build, and yeah. Bob, thank you. Thank you for the kind words and stopping by. What's the Terran Adamant good for? I mean that's that's a Defiant variant. It's a fun little ship for people that want to fly a Defiant. That's what it's good for, is being a Defiant. We're staying so focused today. I'm gonna need some Adderall for future streams like this. Drains last week, and I hope is probably PvP. Yeah. Agony console, yes, thank you. Darthon, I forgot. Yeah. The console off the Adamant. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, grab the console off the Adamant. That matters. In fact, I should do that here. Adamant. Also grab the Achilles. Terrible, Billy. Terrible. Yeah, Hyper. I mean, that or the Legendary Galax. Yeah. What you just said as I was saying, okay. Yeah, the 12th. Yeah. So, what... I'm so off focus. I'm just going to pull this up. So I was starting on a video last night. I didn't get around to finishing it last night, but I was looking at what ships we may possibly see in a MUDs bundle this year. So ships that are from before 2025, because the earliest a ship gets put into a Zen store or MUDs bundle is like 2 years after its release. So realistically, we're looking at ships from 2024 and earlier that are not already in a bundle. I'm covering part of this. Hold on. There we go. I made myself smaller. Yeah, I'd like to see that console unbound off the Galax. Okay. So the ships that we could see in a MUDs bundle this year, like, there's a lot of them that are older, like Lobby ships, and I honestly, I don't think that they should take most of these older Lobby ships and put them in MUDs bundles. I think for them, it would just make more sense to just leave those alone as is, so that people still have a reason to use, to go out and get Lobby, to use Lobby. Like the issue is if all these Lobby ships end up in the bundles, then Lobby's value is going to drop even further. And to be honest, most of these Lobby ships that are left, they just suck. Okay. Now, when I say that, I have to clarify the disclaimer that every ship can be viable. There is no such thing as a truly garbage ship. It's just the value that they offer compared to everything else can be quite poor. The Zindiadolith, people would like to get that on the account wide unlock, though. I think Beam Overload took a bit of a hit last year with Fire at Will becoming so good, so competitive. Basically any of these ships from almost all of them that are pre 2020 just aren't going to have much value. The Zenkethi, Zentaur, and the Zindiadolith are probably the only older ships here from pre 2020 that would like have value. Um, the Inquiry Battlecruiser, they can't put that in as like the main draw for a bundle, because the Legendary Avenger is basically the exact same ship and it's already in the Zen store, cheaper than what a Muds bundle costs, and it comes with a really good trade on it. So, um, yeah, the Inquiry Battlecruiser just doesn't like this doesn't hold much value to me anymore. Like if this was in the Zen store for $50 right now, I don't know if I'd buy it. To be honest with you, because I just wouldn't see a point with the Legendary Avenger existing. The Dissolve trait's good for PvP, yes. What firing mode do I reckon gets the attention next? It's going to be the Miracle Worker one, because they were already soliciting feedback on that a couple weeks ago. I mentioned about the Miracle Worker stuff last year, so Miracle Worker abilities, if they have time, they were very clear, no promises. If they have time, other Miracle Worker abilities will probably get some attention. The firing mode, is one of them. Yeah, so the Inquiry Battlecruiser in a Muds bundle, basically just no value for people that know that the Legendary Avenger exists. The Mirror Warship, I think that would be a strong contender to be in like an Enterprise themed bundle, as some of you had mentioned. So, like, if they put that in like the 16th anniversary bundle, like that bundle instantly becomes like a top seller. Doesn't matter like how good or bad the ships in the bundle are. Like getting the Mirror Warship account wide for the Terran Goodbye trait on it, which is 15% crit chance, 75 accuracy, very easy to keep up. Like that'll be a huge draw, regardless of how the rest of the bundle does. Emerald Chain Juggernaut, like I know people liked that this thing had moving turrets on it. It's basically a 4/4 version of the Legendary Scimitar without the hangar bay. I just like it was a fun ship to fly for like an hour and then I forgot about it. The Section 31 Intel Dreadnought Cruiser, it's like this is like a reskinned Gal X. Like this is like a 4/4 legendary Gal X. So, for most of you, who the hell's gonna care about that? Other than for the visuals. Terran Acheron, it was cool, but it got dual temporal seating, so that was underwhelming. The Sagan, that's got a really good trait on it for tanks that are using reverse shield polarity. So I mean, getting that account wide would be cool for tank players. Yeah, it does look good. It just doesn't really have impressive stats on it. The Courier Pilot Raider. So this ship, I mean, I don't think it's a good ship, and based on it consistently being one of the cheapest ships on the market, I assume that pretty much everyone else thinks it's not that good of a ship either. But it does have like a really overpowered broken console on it. You guys don't see it brought up in many discussions, but the Courier Pilot Raider has this ramming ramming console on it that is broken and that it can scale up with temporary hit points instead of just shields. And because of that, people have literally gotten hits that are like 200 million with this thing. So for people that are like interested in chasing max one hits, the debris screen console is really quite broken. Let me see if I can find debris screen Please tell me someone's got like Game Freak's max one hit here. Okay, I mean there's a 13 mil max one. Game Freak's like got a crazy number out of it. I gotta find this here. Hold on. I want to find the exact number that Game Freak's got. Message, debris. uh, Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that is 338 million max one hit that Game Freak's got with the debris screen console off of the Courier Pilot Raider. Yeah, like you have to like really build into it, and like it's entirely based on it being broken and scaling with stuff it's not supposed to. Um, it just never got really much attention because I mean the ship was just so underwhelming, and you know our initial response was we don't really want to promote this DPS wise. You know when something is like that clearly broken, but at this point like we're 2.5 years. How long's this been out? 3.5 years since this thing released. It's still broken. Honestly, to the devs, like if any of them are seeing this, I would just make that official. Just if people want to go in and like super buff up a max one hit ramming speed like that, and you know even if it's just 100 million damage there, if it's something that people have to build into and like it requires a lot of focus to do, I mean just leave it. Just make it official. Yeah, Courier Pilot Raider. So the ship sucks, but the console on it's broken. The Farragut, that was just a disappointment. Nick and I, we got that to try out the console, and then the console's got like a 12-second countdown on it. Just so underwhelming. It just sucked. We were trying this for Tort builds because it's got like this antimatter explosion console on it where you drop like the bomb on the target and then it does like a countdown. We tried it and it just takes too long. Sora, how's it going? No, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, I mean, the Farragut, the console from it was supremely underwhelming. This does have, I think, is this the one that's got like a support-ish trait on it? Oh no, this is Damn the Torpedoes. So basically, if you're at 50% throttle or above, it'll give you resistance for its projectiles, and it'll also once per second destroy the nearest mine or targetable torpedo within 5 kilometers. Okay, I remember this. Yeah. The trait was interesting for like crystalline, but who's gonna go out and buy a trait for crystalline, a queue that's been so beaten to the ground it's not even challenging anymore. Yeah, antimatter bomb deployments the console off of this, and it was a disappointment. The damage sucked, and the countdown, the timer for it just really killed it. The ship itself, temporal pilot, 4-4, no hangar bay. Yeah. Excelsior 2, we all know the value of that. The World Razor. I mean, yeah, we're at a point where we're probably gonna see at some point in 2026 a mods bundle that has like the Excelsior 2, the World Razor, the Gorn Hunter, the Connie 3, the Friendship, like these really notable ships from 2023. Those are now primed to be added to a mods bundle. Sora, I've gotten like supremely off the main topic of the stream, like of trying to work on the engineer. Now we're looking at what to expect in mods bundles this year. Like I need I don't know. I need to mix in a couple Adderall with the next coffee or something. Um But yeah, I mean, Excelsior 2, dude, this was such a good era for Stowe right here. Like these ship releases in 2023, like that was such a crazy year. Such a crazy year. 2023, like the quality of the ship releases that year, the impact of what they released, just so immense, so immense. The World Razor, that's crazy good. It's got a really good trait on it, though the trait still doesn't work with mine firing modes, and it pissed me off when I talked to someone that's no longer cryptic about this. I got into a discussion with them about it, and they were trying to tell me that the mine firing modes aren't actually firing modes. It's like, what? That was really frustrating. Um, yeah. So passing you a note, go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Oh no. Logical. I mean, they could do that for sure, but that would be a first. The Gorn Hunter, I'd like to see that in the Muds bundle. Like, imagine like a Raider themed Muds bundle. So, Gorn Hunter, Courier Pilot. What other Raider would they do? Nova 1 would be, get the Nova 1 in there. That's a bit newer, but the Nova 1, like, I feel like I don't have access to their sales metrics. I'd love to see how well some of these ships have done, but I feel like there's a couple ship classes where whenever they release a ship that is that type, it just never does well. And Raiders, especially, I feel are one of those types that, unless the accessories are just crazy good, I feel like every time that there's a new Raider, like as soon as you hear it's a Raider, you already know it's not going to do well. Like as soon as I hear that they're putting in a new Raider, I just immediately know I don't have to worry about making too much content for this ship because it's just not going to do well. Um, I wonder. I can look at the wiki metrics. I want to see something. I want to see like what are the stats here. Yeah, so I mean, like right here, let's see, what are the most popular ships right now on the wiki? Like the most popular pages. Unconventional systems, what a surprise. Shangri-La. Shangri-La, that doesn't surprise me. The Connie 3, Trafalgar, Brignac Dot, Credence, Lamar, Vovan Obelisk, the Achilles, Excelsior 2, Friendship, Typhon, Awani, Garrett. I mean, it's all the stuff you'd expect. It's just I don't think people really at large care about Raiders. Like Raiders and pilot ships, yeah. I mean, I think they both need a buff. I just yeah. Warp Core, I'm punishing myself by knowing that I'm going like supremely off topic here. Do I think that they would include the Credence in a bundle this year? Probably not. I think that's still a bit too recent. Yeah, it's just the thing with like Raiders is they're meant to be like a damaged focus class, but they don't deliver. Like the buff that they provide with the flanking does not come anywhere close to making up for the loss of that aft weapon. So you're just losing a weapon for a rather insignificant flanking damage buff, which, with how much power creep we have nowadays, really isn't that significant. And it just isn't worth it. You're dealing with a weaker ship. Yeah, you're going to have good mobility, but I mean, you can make even slow ships move pretty well nowadays. I need to bring this over. Dark Eddy, yeah, I know. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, the Gorn Hunter could be. Oh no. If they were going to do the Gorn Hunter, they should do it sooner rather than later. Because Twinkling Lights has just come in and presented competition for like high end builds. So if I was them, I would be getting Gorn Hunter into a bundle sooner rather than later, while there's still, while people are still focused on that as like being a top option, and it still is. Like even though Twinkling Lights has beat it on the DPS tables now, I still would prefer to run Plasma for just playing elite content, because that dot is just so useful. I'd rather have that dot than like an extra 3% damage doing Twinkling Lights. Like I'd rather have that dot to know that I can move away from a target and let the dot kill them, rather than just have that little bit of extra brute force damage. Are drain builds never going to move towards the meta unless there's some significant shift? Drain builds just are not going to be a thing. We've tried it. We've tried it for support. It just doesn't. Thank you, Nicholas. I've seen the message. I already got that impression. The Credence will be the correct age for a bundle in about 6 months. Yeah. So going through the list here, yeah, 2023 was like the Jonathan era where we got like these really strong options, and then like early 24 is when we lost Jonathan, yeah. Yeah, the impact of the Jonathan era was significant. Like that was a lot of elements that are, just like core for the current meta. The same reason I don't see the Terran Eagle flown. It's got power, but it's also so fragile. Yeah. Raider of the Lost Ark. I like that. Yeah. He is still alive. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification. My wording was bad. Um, but yeah, Gorn Hunter would be good to see. The Connie 3, of course, we all know the value of that and the beams on it. The Friendship is the best support platform and like one of the best tank platforms right now. So getting that account wide would be, well, the Arc Royal I guess beats it support wise, but the Friendship is just a really good carrier, really good tank, really good support platform. The trait from that is central to support at like a high level right now. So getting that on account wide unlock would be pretty big for some people. The Protostar, that's more of a theme pick and for the fun aspect of that in sector space, but that could certainly be in a bundle this year. The Dauntless 2 is fine, but like the trait off of that's been broken for a long time. Basically, the trait from it is supposed to give a, yeah, it gives a bonus kinetic damage buff for 30 seconds, but the issue is that this stacks right now. So if you use like exotic abilities, you can cause this to give you a ton of stacks. I think Game Freak did testing with like feedback pulse, and he was getting like hundreds of stacks of this, and it was just ridiculous. So that trait is severely broken right now. Severely broken. I'm not aware of that having been fixed, but yeah. That, I mean, the ship itself is fine. The console from it doesn't really perform as well as you'd hope compared to like the Achilles Torp console. Um, yeah, the main appeals for the ship itself and for the broken trait, which should probably be fixed as soon as they're aware of it. Um, the Shrike, I mean, I know a lot of people like the Shrike. I'm not actually that big about the Shrike. Like, I think it's a good ship, but I just never really got too invested in it. The Borg Assimilator is really more of a theme option. Deuterstat, that's a meme for being such a wonderful ship. Wonderful into like how bad its trait is. The Orion Devar, I mean, the Devar is like a Vern competitor. But the issue for that is like we've shifted over towards like side carriers. So having no hangar bays on a side ship basically just means for people that have that sort of money that can afford those premium ships, it just really hurts it. Kelvin Connie 2, the console from that was fun. I played around with that a little bit, but I don't think I'd go too crazy about it. Ethereum Revelation, mediocre. The Credence, that was legitimately an amazing ship from 2024. Herogen Predator, it's okay. The trait from that did get some tuning, but it just still is not quite good enough for me. Nova 1, that's more of a theme option. It does have a really interesting console on it that gives you like a ton of shield regen, but like if you're doing Valdor, you've already got your shields covered. Lamar, that's basically our best sovereign right now, and it's not particularly good, but it's the best sovereign we have, so people like it. The Ariori is just an alternate version of the Vaudouar Juggernaut, basically. It's pretty good. And then the Obina console still has not been fixed. So we're over a year out from the Obina having been released, and like the console from that is still going out and resetting all of the toggles on your ship when it goes off. So yeah, like those are the ships that we could see in a Muds bundle this year. Like, what would I actually like to see though? I mentioned the Gorn Hunter, the Gorn Hunter, the Courier Pilot Raider, and what other raider would they toss in there? Like Tadari or Baltum. Like either of those would be fine. Like they both suck, but um like if they're doing a Raider theme bundle, that would be fine. What would I actually like to see though? Let's see. Let's do a Picard era theme. Excelsior 2, World Razor, Connie 3. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, but that'd be nice. Yeah, I have the filter set to not show ships from 25 or 26. Excelsior 2. So Excelsior 2, World Razor, and Connie 3. Like, here's the other thing too. I removed this from the script in the video I was working on, but something to keep in mind is that we will never have another Muds bundle that like has the same quantity value as like Into Darkness, Disco Inferno, or Dread Through the Ages, because all of the remaining options that are left are individual ship releases. We don't have any of those multi-ship releases left where there was multiple ships in the one selection. So in order for a new Muds bundle to offer a very strong competitive value to those, the bundle would have to have multiple, popular ships in it. Sagan, World Razor, Excelsior 2 would also work, yeah. That's the thing too, is each of those ships could headline their own bundle. And that's the other factor is I feel like given how many really mediocre or just trash tier ships are left here, I feel like a lot of the Muds bundles that we see moving forward are going to have like one really notable ship and then, two mediocre. Like you've got all these pre-2020 ships, and out of this entire selection, like I said before, the only like really good ships from back then are the Zenkethi Zentar and like the Adolith. And the Adolith has lost value. I'm not going to click that, Nicholas. How often do Muds bundles come back around? At this point, it's like twice a year. I don't know when the next Muds bundle sale will be. Chris? Yeah, we did, but hopefully we don't have that repeating. We had one at Black Friday. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like ignoring a lot of these older ships here would probably be the best for them, especially if the Mirror Warship goes into like the 16th bundle. Like, just a lot of these just really don't have much value aside from the Xantar and Adolith. Yeah. Yeah, the Xantar's a spicy tort boat, yes. Ruin? Yeah, Ryokan, I know. We're very on schedule right now, aren't we? Missed 2 hours of stream. Yeah. So this stream was originally meant to be me working on my engineer, and it's been just chatting basically. We're staying really on focus today. Right now, I've been going over like what ships we could expect in like Muds bundles and like what I'd like to see. Bacon. Have you tried the is it the Saboteur set from Lobby? The Saboteur 3-piece will allow that torpedo to, like, whenever you do a high yield, it gets a transport warhead. The squirrel has been chased. Yes, yes, yes. It's the Saboteur set. It's a dual cannon, a console, and a torpedo. The torpedo doesn't do like a ton from what I recall, but because both high yield and transport warhead are ways to proc subspatial warheads off of the Sona Intel battlecruiser, like you can use that to get a few more of the things. Honestly, I'm not even sure why I still come here or watch your news videos. I barely play the game. I have done 1 day of the current event so far. Oof. I appreciate that you will continue to stop by Warp Core. Yeah, you just like the discussions. I finally fixed my graphic switcher. Took 9 updates, but it's fixed for the moment. Yeah, that'd be nice. This man chilling his own Saboteur merch in the lobby store. Gross. I come for the insider info. Yeah, but you won't discuss what I want to know. What, you want me to talk about the 16th anniversary bundle? I literally know nothing. I know nothing about the bundle. You just do the speculation. I know you know what it's going to be. I'm here for the market research. For once, we know nothing. Yeah, that'll change though. No further comment. Sure. I'm gonna dig myself into a hole if I keep talking. So what you're saying is there's no anniversary bundle. We know that the anniversary ship is a Kittimer one. I need a pop-up notepad. Here's some of the notes from the script. You literally have enough Lobby to get the Saboteur 3-piece, you will consider it. It's not going to be the most performant, but if you're really wanting the like the transport warhead stuff, like it's worth trying. Hey, look, even though did you guys see the creator the other day who opened up Notepad and had like some like really terrible stuff on it? I'm glad I don't have to worry about stuff like that. Yeah. Lucari is a victim of circumstance. Some dude opened up yeah, Lucari opened up his notepad and had like questionable material on it. Wasn't it was like underaged anime related? They got banned like instantly off Twitch, Kick, everything. I don't worry about that stuff because I'm not a degenerate, Warpcore. I hope Nick never. Yeah, Nick's notepad's gonna have like a bunch of furry stuff. Yeah, my notepad has like here's chapters. Look at these videos I got into and then never finished. Howdy, folks. Spencer here, and today I want to go over the best Lobby ships. Howdy, folks. It's Spencer here, and today I'll be going over the best. Oh no, it was like links. It was links to actual legal content. Yeah. He didn't get banned instantly. Okay, okay. So it wasn't instant, but he did get banned. Yeah, I did see the stuff about his mods even were like, yeah. Is that the crate build video? It is. Yeah, Nashar, I've talked about that before. Using Notepad in the first place is the questionable thing. I do so I'm just using Notepad because yeah, with Windows 11 it does automatically save. So like if I've got chapters here, member list, like that's pretty handy. But yeah, Notepad++ is better. We're not getting any new Lobby ships. We haven't gotten a new Lobby ship since 2020. Who got banned? Lucari. It's a streamer over on Twitch because he opened up his notepad and basically revealed that he's like a pedophile. I don't know if I should even say that on YouTube. That probably just got this like demonetized. Any relation to Lucari? No. Yeah, I'm gonna get banned. Yeah, PDF. Yes, 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 yes. There goes the stream VOD. In before deletion. Yeah. Yeah, I saw some of the stuff on live stream fails. Spencer doesn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. The only thing I'd have to worry about if there was people looking at my hard drives, the only thing I'd have to worry about is the companies coming after me for all the TV shows, which I totally don't have. Everything I have in my Plex library is legally obtained, with the DVD drive sitting over on the desk over here. You would die of old age before they finish going through your hard drives? I have so I showed how much like raw storage I have, but like how much is actually in use right now. Let's see here. Storage. Yeah, so I've got once I get all these other drives deployed, especially all the like 3 and 4 terabyte drives that I just got, and the I've got another 7 14 terabyte drives to be deployed. Um, I'll be up to. I showed the numbers before. Let me pull it back up. So yeah, raw 334 terabytes of hard drives, and then just under 48 terabytes of flash. So after parity, that's going to bring that down quite a bit. But still, I'll have like 200 terabytes of space usable. I have a problem, okay? I was saying this to Endeavor the other day. I basically just got like another 24 terabytes damn near for free. I went on eBay and I want to pull this up without like doxing my address here, so give me a minute. Yeah, so basically like this is gonna be like damn near free for me. I bought this lot of 8 3 terabyte drives, $80, but they include the caddies. Now these are Dell caddies, so I can take the hard drives out, and the caddies alone are worth like $7 8 a piece. So it's not free, but um, like 24 terabytes of storage for what essentially is going to be under $30 for me. Like once I flip the caddies. CasualSAB downloading more RAM. Arrays 8 times 8 terabyte drives. Questionable DPS material. I legitimately have. I've got. Where is it here? Like, I have footage of DPS runs dating back years. Like, literally years. Like that is something like I keep most of the run footage I've got is gonna be backed up somewhere. Like I've got footage here of runs, from 2021. All the run footage. Yeah, I just got a lot of stuff. Spencer keeps footage of his DPS runs like my Asian wife keeps pics of her food. Oh no. Yeah, Dark Eddie. Some of them I would say yes to. There's others I'd have to say no to. But yeah, I'd be down for that. I don't have a problem. I can delete stuff if I want to. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I want to build a new system and do Hex OS, but unlike my current setup, that would require all drives to be the same size. So I'd either need more 8 terabyte drives, an ideal, or replace all the drives with larger. Raoken, I mean I've seen Hex OS, but that's just based on like TrueNAS. Um Why parity? No redundancy equals more gamble. Warp core, that is terrible. Legitimately terrible. So the point of having parity is so like if your drive fails, you don't lose your data. XOS is just TrueNAS for casuals. I mean, TrueNAS, like I'm running TrueNAS scale right now, and I mean, or whatever the newest version is. It like you can go in, you can set up Plex on it, you can run like Docker containers, stuff like that. Done no redundancy before. No parity with great backups is still okay. Yeah, HexOS is the one Linus invested in. It's the issue for me is like the price of it. Like I can't justify $200 on like an OS like that when it's literally based off of like an open source. It's just like a. I mean they're adding new features into it. To be fair, they're adding new features into it, including what Ryokan was talking about using drives different sizes. I believe. Was it that or expanding the pools? Linus investing in it literally makes me immediately not consider it. Linus, I mean, I I think him investing in it's fine. I am fine with gambling, but not that sort of gambling. Remember when this was an engineer alt stream? Am I even still logged into the game, or have I been tabbed out too long? Surprised. I gamble. I gamble. How dare you think that I wouldn't? What are all of those kits? So these are on this character. I opened up a bunch of Delta Expedition kits at one point because for people that are doing min max, the Delta Expedition kit is really popular if you can get like Crit D K Perf 2. That Corral is a good Zen chip to get, yes. Do I think any new active space reputation traits will ever be made? I hope so. I think that the game desperately needs another reputation. It desperately, even more than a reputation, it needs another specialization. The game desperately needs another specialization that gives them another way to build out ships. Because they're, with where things are at right now, we're getting fairly settled into, you know, what the ideal combos are. I mean, it's already quite established. And if they want to be able to do new things and diversify, like a carrier one would be interesting for sure. We talked about that when Jeremy was listening back in on a stream here back in December. Like a carrier focused specialization would be cool. It does seem like the bridge officer layouts are getting a bit repetitive. Yeah, I mean they're basically all the same. That's one of the big complaints about like the crate build approach and the uncon stuff is that every build looks the same because they are. That's one of the strengths of uncon too is when you're following that build, that play style, you can drop the exact same build onto every ship. And that's got pros and cons. The pro is you can make every ship super viable. I can go out, pull out a Kabali Samsar, slap turrets on it, which people think for some reason are bad. I can do 1,000,000 DPS with like a rainbow turret Kabali Samsar. And it, you know, just following that crate build approach. You can pick a ship, you know, do some random silly thing on it and still do crazy well. Like that's the strength of the crate build approach. The downside is everything becomes the same. And to some people, when we get to a point like that, because everything is the same, it becomes quite boring. Do any of the existing specializations actually have much of a focus? I mean, they all originally had like a focus. It's just that we never really use them for that for the most part. Temporalist sort of science, I guess. The Miracle Worker was meant to be like tanking, but like the issue with it is that the healing buffs it provides are like healing crit chance and severity, and that just doesn't matter when our our biggest heals are like DPRM, Protomatter Field Projector, um, the Valdor console. Like the critical healing stuff doesn't matter when our heals are like whole regen, shield regen, or the shield healing of Valdor, which scales based on your damage output. They had a focus. It's just that they didn't hold up well enough. Yeah, basically. But yeah, like a carrier specialization, I think would be cool. I feel like carriers in general are something that a lot of people want to play around with, but it's it's hard. Like trying right now, pets do need like some pretty substantial buffs. SLB, thank you for stopping by. Sorry for being so sporadic on the focus today. It's so off topic. Honestly, tanking needs a rework. Your whole resistance should not work against keeping threat. Yeah. The the thing with tanking is you get people that come in and they want to do like a what we call like a turtle tank, and it's just that is so terrible. Like it's such a terrible approach to do, where you're just so focused on survivability and you're not really focused on your damage output. It just doesn't work with how the game is designed. With how Stow is designed, in order to actually take the threat, to generate the threat, in order to have the enemy shoot you instead of your teammates, you have to be doing a substantial amount of damage. So what we've ended up with is that tank builds are basically just DPS builds that have sacrificed a couple of damage output options to gain the survivability. Susan, I truthfully I don't pay attention to the max one hit numbers, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure people have hit like 10, 20 plus mil with the maelstroms before. Like there's a ton of buffs out there, and with enough debuff on the target, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Um, yeah, you just don't make enough threat with the turtle setup. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the game in general, we're at a point where everything is pretty well established, and I know it probably has to suck for the devs that they want to try and do some new things, but because the meta is so established, like take for example experimental weapons. Because hexacannons are so dominant, like every experimental weapon that they try to release, if it doesn't match the damage potential of the hexas, it's just immediately dead. Like it doesn't matter. So like there's some things where they're in a really rough spot. Hanger pets are another one because of type sevens. Um, I'm not saying type sevens need to be like fully nerfed, but I don't. It's gonna sound terrible, but I don't know if it was the best option for them to give 6 type sevens per bay. I think we've talked about that before, but like 2 or 4 per bay, I think, yeah. Yeah, there's a victim of a few successes. Yeah, there's a few key items that are best in slot, and basically make everything else that they try to release just dead on arrival. Like the experimental weapon off of the Orion Interceptor that they released, it's not really that bad. Stop the nerf talk. Microvax, if I'm talking about this, it's because it's already too late in that regard. Um, miss the innovation of the Jet and Jonathan era. The issue is aside from Type 7s, the issue is that Type 7s are just like you slot them and you don't have to do anything else. You slot the Type 7s and they do the debuff and you don't have to do anything else for them. With all these other hanger pets, like where you're trying to get them to do damage, you have to like, how much of your build do you have to give up to get them to do even like 100k? That's the issue there is in order to get most of the damage dealing pets to actually get to the damage levels that people see like carrier players uh, achieving with them, like you have to sacrifice so much of your build to get there. Whereas, with Type 7s, you literally just slot them and you don't have to do anything. That's the issue, Stanky Boy. They can't really make a Type 7 competitor unless it's just a clone of Type 7s. Because debuff is just such a valuable thing with how the game is designed. Like, they're just, there's a few categories where they're just in a rough spot. That's one of them. If they made pets get all your crit and damage bonuses, I think that'd be a good start. Yeah, it would be. We need Maelstrom pets. The better choice would be to buff all the experimental weapons. But what's easier for them to do? Nerf the outlier or go in and buff up all of the older options that aren't good? Have they ever made a grab well as an experimental? Not quite. I mean, there's the mere angle one, which has a little bit of a mini grab well, but it's yeah. Type 7s with hexes. Yeah, I mean at this point the only thing that's going to compete with Type 7s is just alternate versions of Type 7s. I mean, basically Microvax. Is the trifluoride better than the normal Maelstrom? It's slightly less damage, but in exchange you get a bunch of little buffs with it. I mean, they're pretty close. Yeah, that's part of the issue with pets is that the AI for them is really bad. Okay, guys. I need to be bailing out here. I know that this stream got completely off focus and that my engineer got basically nothing done other than getting bridge officers set up and a couple of bridge officer abilities, and some unlocks from the fleet. But yeah, there was something done, just not at the level I was aiming for. I got really off track. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a fun just chatting style stream basically in the end. Yeah, yeah. I know it wasn't the main focus, but I thought it was fun. Yeah, stay safe everyone. Stay warm. It is, let's see, what is the temp here? It is heat wave. We are in a heat wave here. I don't know if this will show up. That's 3 degrees Fahrenheit. So what is that in Celsius? Here we go. For those of you not in America, negative 16 Celsius. Great stream, even if no ships were leveled. Okay. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll be streaming. Streaming again next Saturday. Might do a stream in between. Okay, and sounds good, Sora. What is this knowledge? Terrible. See you guys around.